Hey guys, welcome in. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Thanks for being here. I'm RacQuelle and
I'm Ron
from MHFamilyAdventures. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for joining us for our Chit Chat Tuesday. Today we have a pretty, hot topic because I've been getting a lot of questions about this, but we're going to talk about all of the steps that we took or I took to start my own travel agency, become a travel advisor. But before we get started, just want to welcome you guys in. It is finally spring.
Yes.
We actually had to click on our AC just a minute ago. It's we're here in Ohio, and tomorrow's going to be like 85 degrees. So it's time to maybe click the AC on a little bit. But I think it's going to be short-lived. But yes. What do you guys have planned for the spring? It is spring, and spring is one of my favorite seasons. So excited for that.
I'm a fall person.
Fall.
But can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us. You can comment in the chat. Antoinette at Fun says, nice shirt. So yeah, that's the other thing. Yes. It is National Autism Awareness Month. So we are representing all month long for those who have autism. As you know, our Andrew does. And so we represent every month of April for autism awareness. Speaking of autism awareness, I mentioned on a previous live stream about autism on the seas. If you are someone, I know people had interest when I first mentioned it, but if you are interested in helping support individuals with autism and you love to cruise like we do, consider volunteering for Autism on the Seas. If you are an educator or work with children, then there's a process that you can go through to possibly help out during a cruise. You can go to autismontheseas.com and you can get more information there. But I will be cruising with Autism on the Seas later this year. I'm volunteering for the very first time, so I'm excited for that. But just wanted to share that. But let's see who's here in the chat. And guys, I'm going to say I am under the weather. I actually couldn't go into work today because so congested. I think it's just with the weather changing. So if I sound a bit off today, or if I step away, or if I start coughing, just excuse me. I didn't want to cancel this live stream, but I'm still kind of congested and nasally. So I apologize in advance for that. But let's see who we have here in the chat. We have Middleton Family Adventures. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. And they are new cruise vloggers. So guys, please be sure to go check them out. And if you are a content creator, I'll shout you out along the way. But if I miss you, please be sure to hashtag content creator, supporter, if you have a channel, and we will, everyone try to get out and follow. But welcome in Middleton Family Adventures. Is it Tisa M? Thanks for being here. I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. Angelita Bell, thanks for being here. Antoinette at Fun, thanks for being here as well. We appreciate all of your support. Antoinette at Fun does have a cruise channel, travel channel, so be sure to check her out as well. Just Kaya TV, thanks for being here. I was watching your Amtrak vlog this morning, so guys, be sure to check out Just Kaya TV. She's also a cruise content creator. Antoinette at Fun said nice shirts. Again, these are representing Autism Awareness Month. Yes. LaKenya, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Yvette, thanks for being here, Yvette. I appreciate it. Denise, hi family. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you as well. Thanks for letting us know that you can hear us. Love to Nurse. Hi, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Keisha H, welcome in, welcome in. And Frankie Floyd, hi from Panama City Beach, Florida. All right. Nice. That's a beautiful area of Florida. So welcome in, Frankie. I think this is the first time seeing your name in, so welcome to our channel. Felicia Rogers, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And Macy D, good evening, everyone. First time in one of your lives. Well, welcome in. We appreciate you being here. And Antoinette at Fun's just speaking. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. First off, a couple of things. Like I said, it's National Autism Awareness Month. So lots of celebrations and walks and different things to honor those who have autism, as you know, our Andrew does. And we're excited, to honor him this month. And he'll be 18 next month. Yes. And so this month, actually, we're cruising in just 3 days. And this will be his very last cruise where he can go in a kids club. So we're kind of sad for that. We have a small group cruise for my sister's 60th birthday on Carnival Liberty, leaving this Friday. And so this will be his last chance to, be with those teens. So
Yes.
a little sad about that. I was trying to find a way to squeeze one more in so that he could have that experience again. But he'll be grown and he'll be able to hang and do some grown folk things with us. So that'll be interesting. So our vlogs will change up just a little bit because Drew will be with us more.
Yes.
But if you are new to our channel, we just recently came off MSC Mirabilia. Those vlogs will be coming out here starting not this Friday, the following Friday. MSC Mirabilia will start up. And if you didn't catch that news, we shared a couple weeks ago when we were on MSC Mirabilia, we received our very first sponsorship through Cruise Control Transportation. So I want to give them a shout out as well. If you ever cruise into if you're cruising out of Port Canaveral and you fly into Orlando Airport, you'll need to get a shuttle going from Orlando to Port Canaveral because it's a 45 minute drive. So rather than booking it through the cruise line, you can do it through Cruise Control Transportation. It's $25 per person. If you mention code MHFam, you will get 10% off your order. But their shared shuttle is $25 per person each way. And they offer small shuttles up to 10 people. So that, for us, that is a highlight because, who wants to be crammed in a shuttle, with 50 so people or whatever. So thanks again to Cruise Control.
Yes, thank you, Cruise Control. And can I say something, please? She'll only give me a second. When I was cruising and I had to take Uber to the to the cruise terminal, I found out that Uber prices change. They're very market driven. So, I waited a half hour. The price went down $35. It was quite a distance, but at least you have a static price that won't change.
Right. So, so there are a couple of vlogs where you'll see me catch an Uber from Orlando Airport. But yeah, just knowing that those prices fluctuate is kind of nice, knowing that you can do $25 and they have also private shuttle options. So definitely I'll be sure to put their information in this description box, but I have a whole nother quick video on their service. But again, thank you to Cruise Control Transportation for providing us with our very first sponsorship. So you guys will see that MSC Mirabilia vlogs rolling out next Friday. This upcoming Friday, we'll wrap up the short cruise that Dyson and I had on Liberty of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas. It was a quick 3-day cruise, so we're going to wrap that up this Friday. But we will be on board Carnival Liberty this Friday, so I'm hoping to maybe go live at some point, maybe during the sail away party. So stay tuned for that. Be sure you have your notification bell on because we just might go live. All right, anything else? Oh, upcoming cruises. We have a few upcoming cruises. I'm just going to share a few. All Carnival. Our next cruise after Carnival Liberty will be Carnival Sunrise, May 29th. Carnival Celebration, June 4th, and then Carnival Venecia for June 15th. And that cruise actually changed up. Whole crew will not be on that. We had some other engagements going on. So for Carnival Venecia, it will just be myself and Andrew. We will be on the U.S. inaugural sailing of Carnival Venecia. So super excited for that. And we have more cruises coming for this summer.
And we might have a surprise video coming if my wife lets me post the Beach Boys video, Beach Boys cruise that I was on. But she does not like my video quality, so it's going to take some editing.
So again, if you guys watched our previous live stream, Ron did take a Beach Boys cruise. It was a chartered sailing. Was it 4 or 5 days in CL? Yes. He captured like 7 minutes worth of video. So again, it's comparing, it's trying to, I have an iPhone, he has an Android. And so he did everything on his phone. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it off his phone. I don't know if you guys know that, but when you cross over from Android to iPhone or vice versa, the quality is fuzzy. And so I'm either going to have to just take some time on his phone and download a software to get it edited or figure out how to get that. So that'll be coming to you soon. He's excited to share his 7 minutes.
And it was more than 7 minutes, but that's neither here nor there. But go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to get into what you guys are here for today. Before we get started, let me go back and make sure I didn't miss anyone. Let's see here. Keisha, Frankie Floyd, Ladina Jones. Hi there. Welcome in. I don't think I've seen your name. Welcome to our channel. We appreciate you being here. Rachel Goldson, thanks for being here. We appreciate all of your support. Is it Tisa says he's going to miss it. Mommy Budgetnista, welcome in. Renelda Brinson, hello, welcome. And then Tisa says Venecia, awesome. Yeah, Carnival Venecia, that is the ship that Carnival has picked up a few ships from Costa Cruises, and it's one of the ones that it was a newer Costa ship, and they bought it, and now they're currently revamping it to add some Carnival flair to it. But it's an Italian ship, and it's going to be out of New York. So it'll be, I've gone to a cruise in New York, the Seascape, MSC Seascape, but I haven't cruised out of New York. So it'll be our first cruise out of New York and on this new beautiful Carnival ship. So excited for that. Angelita says, yes, Ron, we want to see your cruise experience too. We will share it. We will, I promise. I promise. Hi, Edna's World. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Rachel says, agree to disagree. Yep, we agree to disagree. Just Kai said, not 7 minutes. We'll see. Because you guys, if those of you who are content creators, you know, you might have a whole hour or 2 hours worth of content, but by the time you edit it down, it's going to be 20 minutes. So he's thinking I have more on my phone, but all of that's not necessarily content that you necessarily want to see, but we'll see. I'll get that information. I'll get it together here soon for him. And we'll share it out and we'll see how many minutes it is. But Charlene Phelps, thanks for being here. Hello from Indianapolis, not too far from us.
Yes.
So thanks for being here. All right, so we just have others speaking. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So this whole live stream, and again, if you follow us for our live streams, we try to keep them right at an hour. We have the kids trying to keep quiet in the background and things. So, and we have to get packed because we're leaving on Thursday for this cruise. Yes. So we have a lot going on, but we wanted to take some time. I get a lot of questions about being a travel advisor or owning my own travel agency. So just wanted to share. I figured it was easier to create a video. That way, when I get asked this question, I can kind of just direct to the video. Of course, I'll answer questions. So if you have questions at all, feel free to drop those in the chat. Let's see. See It With C stopped in. Thanks for being here. See It With C. Life with V. Hello, hello. So yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. But just going to kind of talk to you about the steps that I took to create my own travel agency, how I became a travel advisor, that kind of thing, for those of you who are interested. And I know some people are probably looking at this like, well, why is she sharing that? Like, this is such a competitive market. But I have to say that there's so many people out there traveling, and there's really enough people out there to spread the love. Right. And honestly, like, whoever wants to book with me, they're going to book with me. Whoever wants to book with whoever, they're going to book. You know, whatever's meant for you is meant for you. So I don't feel like I have to keep, you know, how I built my travel agency a secret, because I don't look at it as like competition. I think there's so many travel advisors, so many different travel agencies out there, and people are going to pick you for whatever reason it's going to be. So in case you don't know, we do own a travel agency. It's called Major Adventures Travel Agency, where we specialize solely on cruising, excursions, hotels, anything connected to cruising. Yes. We've been open now for almost 2 years. So I kind of want to talk to you through how I got started with that. Currently, actually, just to kind of share some more information about our travel agency, I am the owner, what do you want to call me? The lead travel advisor. Yep. Whatever you want to call me, I am it right now. I am currently looking to possibly get someone on board with me. But right now I have 336 clients, and business is growing. Just to give you some, like I said, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. And when I was looking at my numbers, this time, actually mid-February this year, I hit well into six-figure sales. Yes. Compared to last year, it took until like October before I even hit 6 figures. So I'm sharing this because there's a lot of work behind it, but there's a lot of potential to make some good money. So some other things that you might not know about me is I do this. You guys know we travel, content creator. A lot of people don't know that I'm also a school administrator. I've been in education for 18 years now. I'm actually a doctor of education. So I go by Dr. Major Holland. A lot of people don't realize that. So I not only work full time, I travel, I do all kinds of things.
You're a wife?
I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a soccer mom. I mean, it's a lot. And so, and then the travel agency. So I'm kind of at a point in my life, I'm hitting 40 here in couple of months. And so I'm to a point where I think there's like this paradigm shift in what I want to do and kind of where I want to move forward. And just over the past few years, I just had this strong interest for travel and cruising and things like that. So there's a shift happening. I'm going to leave it at that. There's a shift happening. And that's okay.
It is.
You get to a point where you feel, you want to try something different. You want to try something new. And I think I'm kind of there. So there's some things happening. I won't share too much right now, but just know that. But I wanted to share that context because people feel like this is something that you have to do full time. And I'm honestly right now not full time. I think I have enough client base to where this could be full time, but I'm not full time right now. So you can do something like a travel agency part time and be successful. It just takes a lot of organization, a lot of managing, a lot of early mornings, because I'll get up some mornings and work before I go to work. So I'll be up early, work, go to school. I'm not working at school or anything like that. So you're at school and then after school you're working and then you got kids activities or whatever, but it is doable. I spend most of my work during the weekends. So the weekends are usually pretty packed.
You must have a pretty supportive husband.
I do.
That's what I was thinking.
So the way I got started, I don't know if you guys have heard of a company called Arise. So back in 2019, right before COVID, this was probably back in September 2019, right after our first cruise. So we took our first cruise in June of 2019. I realized I love to cruise. I love traveling, but we make decent money, but it's like, I wanted to find a way to make extra money so that way we didn't have to use what we had in the bank to travel. So I was like, well, what can I do to bring on extra money? And so there's this company called Arise. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Arise is like a call center where you create your own call center business and they provide you training and you provide call center work for different companies. And so at the time when I did Arise, they had companies such as like Home Depot, they had Princess Cruises, they had Carnival Cruises, they had Instacart. So there's like different companies that you can provide either phone service for or chat services for. And so
who did you provide services
for? I provided services for Carnival Cruises. So through Arise, it was like an 8-week, it was probably about an 8-week
intensive
8 weeks worth of intensive training, because it was like 4 or 5 hours after work, training on Carnival, like learning their ships, learning their booking system, learning this. And all I was providing was sales support. And so I started with Arise, and Arise, I think the startup for Arise was like $100, and you take the course and they offer different deals. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was maybe $12 an hour. Plus you might get like some incentives for different things, but it was $12 an hour. You set your own schedule for the most part. So like they might just say, hey, we need you to work 10 intervals for the week. 10 intervals would equate to 5 hours. So you could pick and choose and select the days and times. So like I could literally come home from work and say, oh, I'm gonna get on the phone for an hour and work it. Weekends I could pick and choose, so it was kind of, I liked it because it was flexible. It brought in a little bit of extra money, and that money literally went to booking more cruises.
Did you get discounts or any type of?
Not so much. And that was the reason why I wanted to look at other things. So every now and then they would have some sort of incentive for working so many hours and things. But then COVID hit. So I did this through 2019. COVID hit, and things totally changed because my work as a salesperson through Arise for Carnival turned more into customer service, because now I'm dealing with customers that got canceled because of COVID and having to rebook and future cruise credits and all of that. And that was a lot. But I felt like it made me stronger because I learned the systems a lot better because, I wasn't trained in this, but now I'm being thrown to do it because everyone was canceled. So during that time, I started thinking, I kind of like this. It's kind of fun. It's something different. It's outside of the education realm. And I love cruises. So I was like excited to pick up the phone and talk to people about certain ships and different things. So it was exciting to me. So while I was working at Rise.
And they taught you how to read the ship maps, the ship plans, and just give good customer service.
Yes. Hold on. There's a couple comments. Love to nurse as well. That's amazing.
I remember our first customer. Our very first customer was us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember our second customer. Our second customer was also us.
Yeah.
Third customer.
In fact, I remember with Arise, I actually had Ron. I'm like, okay, I picked up an interval. We're about to book a cruise. You have to call my line so I can get credit for the cruise. So like he was in the other room and I was in my office on the call center, and he called in to book our cruise through me so I could get credit for it. But yes, someone asked what was the name of the call center. Scotty's Growth Mindset. Welcome in. Yeah, the call center job is Arise. ARISE, and if you go online, they have all different types of, and it's guys, it's a nice gig to bring in a couple extra dollars. I mean, like I said, I think the pay's probably more than what I was doing back in 2019. I want to say I was making $12 an hour as a Carnival sales rep, but you can take on multiple gigs, and you just have to have a business license. So I got my LLC and started with Arise, and like I said, it was about 8 weeks of training. You could probably do it in 4 if you do like full-time training, but I was working and I did this at night. But I loved it. I mean, if you're a person like I was okay being on the phone talking about cruises, that was fine. I don't think I could do it for like Home Depot or Instacart or anything like that, but I was into cruising. I'm into cruising. So that was exciting for me. So yes, I kind of started with Arise, and then I was like, this is fun. But then it started to not be as flexible because they were short agents because
of COVID.
And then they were like, you have to work this many hours. And I'm like, well, I have a full-time job. So it just became to be a bit much. So I wind up leaving Arise, but I was missing like the whole action of like talking about cruising and this and that. And this is before our channel really popped before we really did anything with our channel. So then I started researching how to become a travel agent. And came up with all kinds of, if you Google that, that's a big question. And there's tons and tons of different agencies and different things that you can do to be a travel agent. We'll get into that. But let's see, there were a couple questions. It says, what a crazy time to get involved with them. Yeah, and it was a crazy time with COVID. And but I really felt like that happening made me a stronger travel advisor because kind of get thrown to the wolves. And yeah. Together we travel. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. See it with C. I've been my only customer so far. Lots of quotes, no bookings yet. Started travel advising in October 2022. It will come. It will come. Trust and believe. Especially you have guys. See it with C has a cruising channel as well. Be sure to check her out. It will come. Trust and believe. And I'll get into more of that, like some of the pros and cons and some tips that I have for those of you starting up. Koompa Loompa says, thank you so much for sharing. I have been so interested in how people get started as a travel agent. So yeah, so I left Arise and then started doing research, and there was so much to look into.
Now, can I interrupt for a second? Now, my wife she has a strong need to research. So her research wouldn't be like my research. She actually took months to figure it out on which one and the best. And she's about to tell you that, but she'll say she researched, but she really took a deep dive, which I do on some things, but not on this. So
yeah. So I learned that there's different ways to be a travel agent. One of the biggest ones is through a call center. So, being a travel agent through Arise, but also like you could apply to work for like cheapcruises.com or Expedia, just being a phone agent working, you don't necessarily get commission, you get paid hourly. I wasn't really into that because like I didn't want anyone to dictate to me my hours. I know my school hours, my work hours, but I don't want anyone to tell me that, yeah, you must come home and now work 5 to 10. I want to work kind of when I want to work. Then there's also different types of franchises that you can purchase, like your own franchise for a travel agency. And there's different, I'm not going to name any specific ones, but those can be pretty expensive. Like there's some that are easily $20,000. You invest in this and they give you X. I'm just not there yet. And I don't know if I want my own brand. I don't want to be part of someone else's brand. So that wasn't in it for me. Then I started looking at like host agency. So you'll hear that term host agency, and all a host agency is a a large like travel partner, travel agency that takes on other individuals that have travel agencies, and they provide you with so much. So I did go with a host agency, and I started researching different types of host agencies. There's host agencies that, you know, cost a lot of money every month. There's some that, you know, some are free. You might pay like a, you know, pretty hefty startup fee. There's some that you pay monthly. There's some that like give you benefits by bringing on other agents. And I didn't really want a scheme like that where, you know, you get paid based on how many agents you bring on, that kind of thing. So I didn't want that. So I just kept researching and researching. And then I want to say probably mid to late 2020, I actually found a host agency, and the host agency is KHM Travel Group. They are actually housed here in Ohio. That was one of the benefits, was that I wanted something kind of nearby in case I needed support, that kind of thing. And I literally paid their sign-on fee. I literally paid it, told Ron I did it after I researched, and that night I canceled it. So it was like I had buyer's remorse, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't have time for it. I can't. And I literally got my money back, and they like called me and they're like, hey, we want to, you know, work with you. We want to see what, you know, and I'm like, no, I'm just not ready. So then it probably took another few months. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I reached back out to them, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm ready now. Sent them my startup fee, and here we are. So, my host agency, again, is KHM. And let me just kind of go over with you guys the cost in starting up my own travel agency. And again, this varies depending on whether you decide to go through a franchise, whether you're working through a call center, or if you're going working through a host agency. So my startup fee, I paid a one-time registration fee. And this might be a little different now, but I paid a one-time registration fee, which is $149. So people feel like, when I get people asking me and I tell them how much I paid to start up my business, they're like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, it's really not a lot if you find the right host agency. So I paid a $149 one-time registration fee. And then I pay a $50 monthly fee currently. And that monthly fee gets me a lot of things, and I'll share those things in a minute. I also had the cost of, I already had like my own computer at home. I already have a home office. So that wasn't like anything extra. I pretty much had everything I needed. The only other things that I had to get my business license, which I already had my LLC through Arise. But I think there was something else I had to add on to that license. And then you also have to get sellers of travel licenses for certain states. So like if you sell like Florida, I have a lot of clients in Florida, and because I'm in Ohio, I can't sell to Florida unless you have a sellers of travel license for that state. So like Florida, California, Iowa, there's a few states that you have to have an additional license. So total, you're looking at under $500 is what it took for me to get started. You want to say hi real quick, Joe? Yeah. Joe Marie wants to say hi.
We're going to take a pause to have our youngest come in.
Say hi. And Joe Marie was homesick today too. We both kind of have the same thing. We wanted to make sure we get it. It's not COVID. We tested. So we don't have COVID or anything. It's just that sinus, I think allergy, seasonal type thing. All right.
Mommy.
Yes.
I was watching your video.
You're watching me?
All right.
Okay, cool. Go back upstairs and watch. So lost my train of thought. So yeah, so the fees were like $500 or less. So there wasn't like this huge fee to get started. For some, $500 it could be a lot, but compared to like if you do research on other agencies, and there are some host agencies that are comparable in price. The reason I chose KHM was because of their location. They are about 2 hours from us. So if I ever needed to go in-house, or if I ever needed that support, I could go without having to fly or anything like that. So that was really kind of the deciding factor. But some of the things that you get by having a host agency, because the other question is, why a host agency? Like, why should I have a host agency? Well, the host agency is going to provide you with a lot of information. So the biggest thing that they give you is access to all the suppliers. So I literally signed up with KHM, and within a week, I was getting emails from pretty much all travel suppliers. Hotels, all-inclusive resorts, airlines, rental cars, cruise lines. So you're getting all of this information, and like that, you're not just going to get on your own. So that's why there's a perk in having a host agency, because they're going to set you up with all of that. And so they had me set up, they had usernames set up, all of that. So it was like, boom. So that's the first thing. They also provide you with like online self-paced learning. And so that would be things like starting up your business, how to start a travel agency, how to market, how to reach clients, how to close sales. So they provide that type of training, and all of that is self-paced. So it's not like you have to come in and do these trainings. There's like certain tiers that you have to get through, and it opens up another tier of learning. So that's kind of separate. And then you have the suppliers that they have their independent training that you go through. So I'm going to kind of share a tip now that I'm going to share later again, but you have to figure out a niche.
Yes.
Because when I first got started, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to book resorts. I'm going to book airplane flights. I'm going to book this and that. Excuse me.
Didn't happen.
No. It was so much information. It was overwhelming. And so I literally, like probably the first month or two, I had booked myself an all-inclusive resort because I was so excited. And I was like, okay, I'm going to book, I'm going to do this. Started trying to advertise a little bit out. It was so much. And I didn't feel comfortable or confident because I didn't have that experience of all-inclusives and things. And I was like, okay, I can't, because I'm going to overwhelm myself. So I decided, you know what? My strength is cruising. I know cruising. I've been on several cruises at that point. I know Carnival's booking system in and out. I know their customer. I know everything about, like, Carnival's like my strongest supplier. And I'm like, I'm going to start with Carnival Cruises.
And she knows how to get around some of the customer service people that are on the phone that would say to her, well, who helped you last? Do you have the person's name? And my wife would simply say, wife, go ahead and say.
So I guess that is a benefit. That is a benefit.
You would say you got to look in the, I know.
There's been a few times where I've been on phone with Carnival, and because so my booking system looks different than my Arise booking system. The Arise booking system is more in depth and it has a lot more information. So there's been times where I've had to call for a client and they would tell me one thing, and I'm like, nope, look at I know. I know is like one of the resources. I'm like, look at I know number, da 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 da. And they're like, huh? Like, how do you know that? Because I've been training, I know. So they provide you with self-paced learning. They give you marketing tools, like some things that you can just immediately share out. There's different apps that like will post to your social media, that kind of thing. So they provide you with these things. They have one-on-one coaching programs that are included. They also provide you with, this is very important, the errors and omissions insurance. And that is like a must-have if you are booking travel for others, because errors and omissions just means if you make an error or you omit something on a booking and it causes someone to have to change their plans, or if it's going to cost more money to get things rebooked, and that insurance can help cover you. So the host agencies provide that as well. They also provide a travel agent portal, a customer relationship agent system where you track your clients, track invoices, trips, that kind of thing, make payments. So they provide that to you. They also give you access to some of the different organizations within the travel industry, such as CLIA, which is the Cruise Lines, excuse me guys, which is the Cruise Lines International Association, and also ASTA, which is the American Society of Travel Advisors. So they give you access or discounted access to some of these organizations that you can get more professional development with, more perks, things like that. So that is why it's important to go with the host agency. Now, could you do this on your own? Yes. But having a host agency just makes it so much easier because they give it all to you.
In the beginning.
I think once you do it for several years and you have these established relationships with the travel suppliers, whatever you decide, then it might be in your interest to say, well, I think I can do it on my own. Because the thing with having a host agency is they get part of your commission. So let's talk about commission. So travel agents get paid on commission. Now with Arise, I got paid an hourly rate. I did not get commission. With hold Hold on, I saw a question.
I am.
Cree says, I'm new. No, it says, I'm new to your channel. Are you guys husband and wife? We are husband and wife.
Yes.
No, we'll be celebrating 10 years this year.
That's 10 consecutive years.
10 consecutive years.
And
so
that's
yes, we are
one
husband
right
and wife.
after another.
Yeah, we have an age difference, but
yes. No breaks.
No breaks. But I just thought that was funny. But thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you.
Lost my train of thought though. What was I saying?
We were talking about
commission. So
yes, commission.
Having a host agency, using a host agency, you have to share your commission. So for the most part, on cruises, you get approximately 80% of the commission. Depending on your sales or commission earned, depending on the host agency, you could earn more of that commission back. And so just to give you some numbers, I don't know, like a $2,000 cruise might be $200 commission, maybe. But you're going to have to give 20%, 10 to 20% of that to your host agency. So that's why I'm saying if you are someone that, you feel like I can manage this, I can work with the suppliers, I can, I'm motivated to do my own professional development, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You might eventually say, I don't really need a host agency because you don't want to have to share your commission. But that's kind of, I don't mind sharing it because I'm getting so much more in return by having the host agency.
It's a sliding scale. So the more you sell, the lower your commission to the agency becomes.
And that depends on the host agency. Some host agencies, it's a flat, this is what it is. And there's no movement. With KHM, there's like a sliding depending on how much you sell. But
we're new to this, so we like the protection of the host agency.
Right.
Now, there might be a point in the future where we say, you know what, we might be able to do this on our own.
Okay. Let me see if there's some other comments.
So during this year, we've been keeping track of all the fees that we're paying for the agency. So at the end of the year, we can say, hey, we paid X amount of dollars to the agency. Was that money worth the value we got? And after a year or 2 years, management might decide that no, it's not worth it. We need to do something else. But for now, we like the protection. We like the support.
Yeah. Denise said, I plan to use that same agency. I did research on them. You really helped me with the information we talked about. So yeah, I talked to Denise kind of sidebar, sharing some information. That's why I figure, because I've been getting a lot. It's probably once or twice a week I get a inbox about how do you, I didn't realize you're a travel agent. How did you become one? So I thought this would be helpful to have. Love to Nurse says, thank you. This information is so valuable. See It With C says, thank you for being so generous with information. Much appreciated. Let's see. Oh, they're saying hi to Joe Marie. Love you popping in on the video. So she wants to say hi. We're going to have to do a live stream with the kids. I don't think the boys are she really wants to do a live stream. So we might have to, maybe she can share her perspective on MSC. Because I know that's another question we're getting. She says, is it Tisa? Just so you know, I keep nodding. See Life With Us, welcome in. Welcome in. We appreciate you being here. Angelita Ball, hey, Joe Marie. See what is the name of that coverage again? It's errors and emissions. Oh, you already put it in there? Yep, errors and emissions. I
spelled it right too.
Yeah, he did. 2 S's? Yes, 2 S's. And then Cree asking, we're husband and wife.
Now, when RacQuelle first started the agency, I thought that she was going to be on our Facebook page soliciting our family and friends. And do you know, most of the customers that come to MH to Major Adventures are people that we have no relationship with. And that to me is amazing that it happens that way.
Yeah. And it's true what people say, not to shade our friends and family, but they say strangers are usually your best clients. And I feel like I have more strangers as clients than I do family and friends, but it'll get there.
Well, I don't think a lot of we do have some family that shares the passion of cruising that you do, but there's so many other people out there that have that passion, and I know that some of my family members won't have that passion for cruising.
Yeah. So some of the So some of the pros with being a travel agent, and honestly, the reason I got started, because like I said, I got started because I cruised in 2019 June. By September, I'm like, I got to find some way to make more money to book more cruises, book more of our own cruises, because I love cruising that much. So for me, moving from Arise to becoming a travel agent, actually, I think the thing that really made me leave Arise was during COVID. Carnival started giving travel agents free cruises. Remember that?
Yes.
They started giving travel agents free cruises, and they would call us to get it booked. And I'm like, you're a travel agent? You get a free cruise with Carnival? But I work for Carnival. I don't get one? No, because we were considered like a
supplier.
Yeah, we were like a vendor. So we technically didn't work. Like, I worked for my own call center. I didn't work for Carnival, so I wasn't privy to. So then a lot of Arise Carnival agents or whatever started really raising some heck about it. And then eventually they're like, well, we'll give you guys 50% off a cruise. So I think I was so intrigued by these people calling in saying, I'm a travel advisor, I want to book my free cruise, because they were giving them to travel agents because of all of the trouble they were dealing with COVID. And they wanted the initial restart. They wanted people to see that it was safe to cruise. So that was like, yeah, I'm not with this. I want to get free and I can do this. So that was why I left. But some of the pros of having my own travel agency, being a travel advisor, of course, are the travel perks and discounts. And I get asked that a lot. Let me just put it out there that most of our cruises that we take are paid for by us, whether it's through a travel agent rate. Some of them are, most of them are. There are a few that are completely comped, and that just depends. So there are certain cruise lines that will give you, after you complete training, they will give you a free cruise so that you can try out their product. For instance, Virgin Voyages, my Virgin Voyages vlog, that was a completely free cruise because you complete their training, you get to a certain tier, they will provide you with a free cruise. So Virgin Voyages will do that. Princess Cruises. I'm still waiting to book mine. I've had it for some time, but Princess Cruises, you can take up to 56 days on your free cruise. All you pay are the taxes and fees. And when you cruise with Princess, they put you at like their top tier. So even if it's your very first time on Princess, they're going to treat you like you're, Diamond Carnival.
So you can report back to your clients.
Right. So Cunard offers a free cruise. Royal Caribbean has different perks. So there's different things that you get for completing trainings that you can,
One of the things that is not cruise related, but we take advantage of often is Marriott discounts.
Yes.
By completing their training. Everyone needs a hotel to stay at when you're cruising.
Yeah. So that's probably one of my favorite perks because I use that more than, we use a hotel probably every month almost. And so, Marriott is probably my favorite perk because like I can get a hotel for $50 for our family. And that's really nice. And the training was pretty quick and you just go in every year. Like I just did my refresher, you get that perk. Now, one thing that I didn't mention before is I don't book flights. There's no commission on flights, and flights tend to give you the most headache. I was going to start by offering flights with cruise. Like if a client wanted me to book them a flight to go with their cruise, I was going to start doing that. But I was like, I can't because we travel too much. And if I had personal issues with flights where they cancel and, they keep shuffling things. If I'm cruising and that's happening to a client, because someone books through me, I have to be the person to contact the airline. And I never want it to be to where I'm not available to handle it. And now my client is stuck somewhere or whatever the case may be. So don't book flights. There's no commission in it unless you are booking like an all-inclusive resort and it's kind of connected. Also, I do not book all-inclusives at all right now. I do have access to it. So like I'll book our personal all-inclusives, but I will not book for others right now because my niche, my specialty is cruising. So pretty much all cruise suppliers I'm certified in. That's what I do, and that's what I know. But the other pro for having a travel agency is the extra income. I mean, having that extra stream of income is really, really nice. And for the most part, like, it goes straight to travel. Like, it goes straight to travel, and travel helps grow my business. So it's kind of like we get to travel, we make more money, we get views on YouTube, we get paid from YouTube. Now I'm bringing in clients from YouTube because I just recently started even advertising on YouTube. So random videos I'll put out there, want to book a cruise, and you wouldn't believe how many people reach out because of that. So I'm learning. I'm not one to really talk about what I do or
she's very
advertise,
introverted.
but I'm learning that people they'll book. I mean, you just have to ask.
And Disney.
Oh,
Disney training. You get heavily discounted cruise.
So yeah, Disney.
Universal.
Yeah, Universal had some really nice passes. Disney cruise. Well, Disney's training, though. Those of you that are looking into that Disney training is a whole nother. That was probably the training that took me the longest, because they are not forgiving. I mean, with that training, most trainings, like, you'll go through modules and they'll have like a quick check in between, and then you do a test at the end. With Disney, they would do like that quick check in the middle and then the test at the end. And it wasn't like you could just retake the test. You had to watch the whole module again to take the test. And then, they were not very forgiving. And then you can't zoom through the videos. You can't. So I got to the point where, like, it took me a while to do that. It took me a while. And I just started screenshotting every screen. And I'm like, I'm going to take my time when I get to the test, because I cannot do this. But yeah, it's worth it, though, because you get a deeply discounted travel advisor appreciation rate when they're available. So they have different perks. And then they also have, like, you get a free Disney ticket each year, things like that. So there's all kinds of perks in it. And each vendor, even some all-inclusives, have different perks.
I think we have to take a pause and recognize that we just got...
Oh, thank you, Charlene.
Yes,
we appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Let's see here. LF McKinley says, do you all charge for quotes? No, and that's going to be one of our cons. So we do not charge for quotes. And I'm to the point now where I might change that policy. And that's because you get shoppers and ghosters. That's what I call them. And so you'll get some people that just want to... Sorry,
that's what she tells you. She calls them.
I'm very nice. What do you mean?
She has some choice words.
There's shoppers and ghosters. Hold on a second. Guys, you know that's not me. But so what people don't understand is, and I think it's probably because I do, like I said, I have a full-time job, and I do this early morning and I do this in the evening. That, it takes time to pull quotes out. A Carnival quote, like, I know that like the back of my hand. I can get that to you real fast. There's certain cruise lines where you might have to do a little bit more research because, like, for instance, Norwegian. I've only been on one Norwegian cruise. I know how they work. I know how they operate. I know their booking system, but it takes a little bit more time because I want to come with some good information. But every now and then you'll get people that'll complete a quote without the intention of booking. And that is one of my cons, like that. And I totally get it. Not everyone's going to book. Totally understand that, because sometimes they see the price and like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. I totally understand that. And that's why I say it's a no obligation quote. But what gets me is when someone will ask you for a quote, and then when you do a follow-up, they'll say, oh, I booked it myself. Like, well, what did you come to me for? And I always try to ask, and it doesn't happen too often, but I always ask, well, what made you go that direction versus this? And sometimes you'll get a response back, sometimes you don't. But it's like just taking that time out to get the quote and communicate that, kind of thing. And there's no regard for the time that it takes to do that. So right now, no, I don't charge for it. I am considering in the future doing like a small retainer fee of either $25 or $50 to where if you want to quote, I'll give you the quote, $25, $50.
Refundable.
It's refundable if you book. So when you book, I will apply that towards your deposit. I'm concerned, like I'm in the process of really, really growing my business. Like I said, I have 336 clients right now. And when I say clients, that's clients/passengers. So things are looking really good, and I want to continue that upward trend and get someone, I think one of my sisters on board with me to help.
Not your husband? Okay, we'll skip that question.
Ron's a workaholic. You guys watch our vlogs. He's a workaholic for his main job. He doesn't have time for a side gig. And, you know, like I have the benefit currently being a school admin that I have all summers off. I have all breaks off. So I get all this leave. So I have wiggle room to work and do other things, whereas he doesn't. So no. It's our travel agency because we're married.
Mm-hmm. But she's management.
There you go. So, but yeah, so we don't charge anything right now. And for the most part, most people that will send a quote, I'm learning to vet better. Like if someone sends, like I've had a couple that will send, like my quote form, they'll say their budget is $200 and they want an 8-day summer cruise. So I've learned to not even send a quote for them. I will just either pick up the phone and call them, or I'll send an email to say, hey, you put down your budget is X, and you know, realistically, this is what it is. Are you willing to increase your budget? If not, then maybe we need to look at a different time frame, that kind of thing.
I think we have to take another pause.
Oh, goodness. Thank you. Let's see. I'm trying to go back to see who sent that.
Love to Nurse.
Oh, Love to Nurse. Thank you so much. We appreciate the super chat. Yeah, guys, super chats, any donations to our channel, it just goes back into us traveling, us putting out more content. So we are always, always thankful. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
I do appreciate that. So we don't charge, but that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when you get people that have that intention to just, I want to see what you have, but I'm going to book it on my own. Or the people that, and again, not everyone's going to book. I get that. But I always try to do a follow-up after I send a quote. And then when someone just doesn't reply back, that kind of irks me a little bit. But, you know, you learn to deal with different personalities and different people. And I think that's a benefit that I have working with children and teachers, is that I kind of know how to manage different personality styles. So I don't get like overly offended or whatever, but it does. Like sometimes it's like, man, I got up at 5 a.m. to get this quote out because I told them I'd get it to them by this day. And here you are now telling me that you're booking someplace else. And so that sometimes, and just so you guys know, for the most part, hold on.
It's okay.
For the most part, the pricing you see online, people don't realize this. The pricing you see online is what a travel advisor, travel agent is going to provide you. But our pricing sometimes can be better but there could be times where, like, for instance, Royal Caribbean's great about this. They have a lot of group rates. Those group rates are not visible on the consumer website. So like I gave a quote to somebody today for Wonder of the Seas, and like I want to say like a balcony cabin was $600 cheaper booking through me with the group rate than it was for them booking on a consumer site. So, you know, people leaving out, you're not really getting a better deal. And I try to offer some sort of booking incentive. It just depends on the commission that's coming in for that booking. I try to offer like usually like $50 onboard credit, sometimes more than that. Like Disney right now, I'm giving $150 onboard credit because Disney commissions are a lot higher because Disney's higher. Yes. So you're not going to get $150 onboard credit through Disney if you book it on your own. So I try to get some sort of incentive or perk. I'm getting to the point now where I'm giving like small gifts, like lanyards and different things like that. So yeah, that was a good question. Together We Travel saying congrats on becoming a TA. Yes. And like I said, keep pushing at it. It took a while for me to get started, but just keep at it.
Now, one thing you should tell them is that the pipeline for getting paid is a long pipeline. So you want to share some of your experience and how long that takes and what it entails? Yeah.
So that's the other thing. People get discouraged. With it because you don't see it initially. You don't see money coming in. So for instance, like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years now, and only in the last few months have I really started seeing money coming in. And that's because you don't get paid commission until travel happens. And most people aren't booking, like most of the people that I'm booking right now aren't booking for like April, May, June. They're booking for later this year or next year. And so those that are booking, I won't get that commission until they travel. And so sometimes that's hard for people to see. Like I've known other travel advisors to kind of stop because they're like, I'm not getting anything out of this. But now it's like, I mean, those checks start rolling in. Like I'm like, oh yeah, you book another cruise. And, you know, so it's like, it's really, it just takes a good year to really start getting that money flowing. And once it starts flowing, like it's really nice. So you just have to keep at it and just know it could take some time.
Every month we go through the books, and right now my wife we have funds coming in 2024 that she's already done the work for in 2023, but won't realize a commission until 2024. So sometimes it's that long.
Yep. See what C says. How do you vet strangers to make sure they are legitimate and not scams? I don't even know if I've really done that. I feel like, because like I have my quote forms, if anyone's clicking on that and actually filling it out, like I won't accept like just a random email. A lot of times you can tell if something's scam because like the English might not be the best. And they kind of, when you actually KHM, they give you training on kind of seeing those types of things, because you'll get people that want like you to book them something immediately, and they say, well, I'll have to send you money this way, or like you can kind of vet that out. But I think for the most part, everyone's going through my booking form, and most scams or robots aren't going to fill out that complete form. But if I get every now and then I'll get like a random email, and if I think it's scam, and actually one time I thought it was scam and it wasn't, and the person replied back. But if I think it's scam, a lot of times I won't respond, or I'll say, hey, can you complete this form for me, and I'll get you the information you need. So that's kind of how I do it, but they'll train you in how to do that. Tisa says, what's your commission on casino rates?
Very low.
Very low. So if you ever notice my promotions, I have in fine print, like usually for casino rates, especially the free casino rates, I can't offer promotions on those usually. Every now and then you'll be surprised, but for the most part, they're pretty low. Just to be transparent, like with Carnival, if somebody's cruising and they have a free cabin, you might get $30 commission. Like it's really bad. And I feel like that's something they need to work on, because you get more and more people booking casino rates, and it's just not.
And we have a relative that books back to back to back cruises only with us, but they're always casino
They're
rates.
always casino rates. So, but the nice thing is like you get so many clients to where like this $30 commission balances out this $800 commission. So it's not like I get so many of these really low commissions, because I also get some really high commissions, and so they kind of, you know, work each other out. So Yvette says our cups are nice. Thank you. Alan Family Adventures, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. Sounds like great perks. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting any questions. I'll have to come back and finish replay. Thanks again for sharing. Thanks for being here, C with C. Hey, Phil and Dee, thanks for being here, guys. They're also content creators. Be sure to check them out. Tisa says your commission is paid by the cruise line. Yes. So, and this is what people don't understand, is that people think when they book their travel agent that you're charging fees, you're charging the commission. That is not accurate. So the price that you see online for like a Carnival cruise, if you book their travel agent, you still pay that same price, but Carnival carves out a portion of that to give to the travel agent for making the booking. And I want to say Carnival is like 18%. So you'll get 18% on that $2,000 cruise. So you get that amount. What's the math on that? $180. So let's say a $2,000 cruise. Carnival's going to pay you 18% commission. Now, sometimes there's like non-commissionable fees and things like that, that the $2,000 doesn't equate to $180, you said. So let's say $180. Then you have your host agency, and let's say you have the 80-20 split. So you're going to pay them 20% of that $180. So that's kind of how the commission works. And just depending, I mean, like I said, for the most part, most cruise lines, it's 18% across the board, mostly. Every now and then you'll get some, like, right, MSC has a really good commission, like where they'll add, I want to say like they were doing like 28% at one point, because it was like a bonus commission. So they'll throw like little extra perks or extra, you know, added commissions and things like that for you. Let's see.
And cruise lines do that often, because then Carnival just do that.
Yeah, so they'll have booking perks and different things for travel agents and just to add on some extra perks. They'll also, sometimes you'll see, like I might advertise specialty dining. That's usually because the cruise line is telling us that, hey, if you book somebody in a seven-day cruise in a balcony, we're going to offer them specialty dining for 2. So they give us those perks to help us bring on more clients. All right, it's 8:04. We're going to keep going for a little bit because I think we still have a little bit more information to share.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mouse, proof that method works right here. Saw your shorts, watched several, then emailed you about a cruise. You are great. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, guys, that word of mouth, excuse me, and that advertising on YouTube. At first, I was like, I don't want to advertise on YouTube. I don't want people to not watch our videos because I'm now saying I'm a travel agent. But when I tell you, I just started maybe 3 months ago.
And we still travel.
People are really reaching out. Like, I saw your video on YouTube. I see you're a travel agent. And what gets them is that, you know, there are lots of travel agents out there. And I'm not saying this to bash anyone, but there are lots of travel agents out there. But there's also lots of travel agents out there that don't travel. Yes. And so that's one of my other tips and suggestions. If you're going to be a travel agent, you really have to, not necessarily as much as we do, but like I know a couple of travel advisors that have never taken a cruise. And I'm like, how can you, like, I don't feel comfortable. And that's why I will not advise anyone on a resort because I just don't know them. But a cruise, I mean, all day long I can talk to you about cruising. So it's like you have to kind of travel and see the product to be able to sell it. And when people see, like they see YouTube and like, oh, she gives good information, that makes them feel more comfortable in booking because they feel like she's probably already shared that information. If not, I can go to her and she'll answer my question or whatever. And it really saves that having to contact the cruise line directly because you have someone that has experience and can answer those questions.
Has a natural passion because the cruise line won't have that natural passion. They'll read a scripted thing.
Yeah. Denise says, even if someone books themselves, do they have 30 days to possibly switch it over to you? Absolutely. So the way that works, it's called sorry guys, my cough is starting to, I medicated before this, and I feel like it's wearing off. Let's see.
Takeover?
Yes, an agency takeover. Certain cruise lines, they will allow agency takeover. So if someone books themselves, for like Disney, it's 30 days. It cannot be paid in full. Carnival, it's 60 days. Royal Caribbean, 60 days. So most cruise lines, it's like 60 to 90 days. If someone books, they can transfer it over to your agency. No cost, but it just cannot be paid in full. Hi there, Ms. Johnson. It says, RacQuelle is the best travel agent. Yes, you are booked through me. Thanks. I really do appreciate it. She said, send my email late one night and early the next morning. She sent me 6 or 7 quotes. Her response time, she responds quickly and makes everything so seamless. I appreciate that. Thank you for being a client. I really do appreciate that. And I think you found me also on YouTube as well. So, so yeah, getting a lot of clients there. Denise says, I have the same question. Rachel says she got back with me the very next morning. Also, she was so patient answering all of my off the wall questions. They weren't off the wall, but I appreciate you being a client as well. So, yeah, and guys, and again, these are, I'm not going to say they're strangers anymore, but complete strangers. And it really does that.
Started off as strangers.
Yeah. And if you guys follow us on social media, like I don't do a whole lot of marketing. You'll see some travel agents post, like stock photos. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Let me watch how I say that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you get people to buy into what you're doing when they see you doing it.
Yes.
And so me just posting our natural family vacations, not even attaching that I'm a travel agent or book, here's a form for you to get a quote. I think that makes people want to book more because they see that you travel and these are your legit photos from your travels, or this is because I get a lot of people, like I'll post an excursion like, oh, I did that same one because you posted it. And I think people have that comfort of wanting to see something before you do it. So that travel agency and YouTube, it's really going hand in hand right now.
Yes,
it is my natural marketing scheme right now. Like I don't do a whole lot of other marketing. That's really it. And it's really working.
We just did one, what was the 2 we did in Belize City?
The cave tubing?
The cave
Yeah,
tubing.
I just posted that today.
And that
yeah.
That was so much fun for us and the kids.
Terry Poole, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And guys, if you're here, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for us, we greatly appreciate that. Mommy Budgetnista says, are there any incentives when you book through a TA? That is a really good question. So it depends on the TA. So for the most part, I try to offer some sort of booking incentive. Not always though, because it really just depends. It depends on, I don't want to pay out more than I'm bringing in. Because that just doesn't make sense. So it depends on how much commission I'm getting on a booking. I'll do like the first 15 days of the month, I'll do a standard promotion regardless. Like right now it's $75 on board credit. So regardless of what you book, it's $75 on board credit.
There's an asterisk.
There's an asterisk there for those free cruises, those casino cruises.
And it has to be, it can't be a 3-day cruise.
Because it would make sense if I'm getting $30 on a casino and I'm giving you $75. Like I'm going to be out of money. So we've learned those mistakes in year 1. Yeah. But yeah, so there are some perks to it. The biggest thing though is not necessarily what the travel agent gives you, like a tangible thing, whether it's like if they're giving you specialty dining or onboard credit, it's really that knowledge, having somebody that can answer questions for you, that can help guide you through the steps of, like I get a lot of new cruisers, so trying to explain to them what embarkation might look like. Or for me now, being able to just share my videos and say, hey, I'm going to kind of walk you through embarkation in this video. But really it's the value of having somebody that's knowledgeable. And if you have to make changes, not having to deal with the cruise line. So it's really just having someone that can manage things for you, kind of keep you up to date on like when payments are due,
and
reminding you of, check pricing. Because I do now, guys, the whole price drop thing, that's how I kind of sold myself initially, but price drops aren't really a thing anymore. Honestly, the prices, I used to be able to find pretty good price drops. They don't really exist too much anymore. Pricing for cruising has gone way up. So unfortunately, like I don't even really advertise that too much as far as like checking for prices. I do check, but very rarely now do I even find price drops. Like, Carnival has early saver where you can get price drops and things, but
I can tell you the benefits of a TA. One of the things that I've seen my wife talk about is cabin placements, like what cabin is better and why. I mean, you're not going to know that talking to someone that's reading a script, but from what I found out listening to her is that, what is it, the middle cabin, the middle of the ship, not the forward of the ship? Yeah. Those are the things that might seem kind of minuscule at first, but when you are new to sailing and you don't want to be having a lot of rough seas, those things help. Or saying, hey, on this ship, get your cabin on deck 11 because the food's on deck 12. Or if you need an accessible cabin, because I'm certified to help you if you have I talk about a lot of times in my videos, like accessibility concerns, and you need a certain type of cabin. So someone be able to help guide you through that. And what people don't realize is, like when you call Carnival, you're calling a call center. And the same way I worked through Horizon, at that point, I had only gone on a couple of cruises. Some of those agents have never even cruised. So you're calling someone who doesn't have, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to end here soon. You have someone that doesn't really have that experience reading from like a script of information. Like they literally like have a Google and it tells you this is what you need to tell the person. So the benefit is just having that valuable information. Some travel agencies will offer booking incentives, booking perks, but it really just depends on the level of business, how much the commissions are, that kind of thing. So, and like even mine changes, it depends. I can tell you like summer commissions are nice because I get more and more people cruising for the summer. So I might give more commissions on those and it's a higher cost, whereas I may not give as many promotions. It just depends. Let's see. How We Cruise, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Rachel says less headache. Also, you can get gratuities paid, onboard credit, etc. Yeah, I did do couple rounds of gratuities paid for guests, but again, it just depends. Do clients still get Royal Up if they book through you? Yes. So pretty much everything that you get from the cruise line at booking on your own, you get through your travel agent. Even like Carnival upgrades, things like that, and they still send them directly to you. So like I don't even see the Royal Up.
they send it directly to you. So you still get that perk.
Now, one thing, I'm going to take a pause for a second. One thing that you started to do, we offer Uplift. So now we're offering our own financing for cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And RacQuelle, you can speak more.
So yeah, so Uplift is a travel financing program. We've used it, and I love it, especially when they offer the 0% financing, where like you don't pay a fee to spread your monthly payments over 18 to 24 months. So that's ideal for someone that's booking last minute, that may not have a lot of money, and they're like, well, I don't want to have to kick out $2,000 today. Well, you could pay off your cruise with Uplift and then spread the payments over 18 months or so, sometimes at 0% interest. So,
and when you first started, only Carnival?
Yeah, when I first started, it was only Carnival. I think Royal tried it for a little bit, but now I'm certified to where I can offer it for all travel. So regardless, even a hotel, like if, you decide to book a hotel, which I do book hotels, you can use Uplift. You can use Uplift for pretty much anything, excursions. So that's something that like you won't be able to call a cruise line and say, can you add all of these things on for my Uplift financing? But a travel agent can do that if they're certified to offer Uplift financing. Love to nurses, but your YouTube videos are packed with info. Thank you. Tisa says, you have opened my eyes. I don't want to be a travel agent, but I should be booking with one. Same price for me, money for a travel agent. Yes. That's the message we're trying to get out. It's like, you help support a small business and you're paying the same thing that you would pay directly to the cruise line. And the cruise line, I mean, these are billion-dollar industry. It's a billion-dollar industry, and they keep that money, whereas you can help small businesses. So yes, we appreciate that. It says jelly at all your cruises, but you're putting in the work, so deserve it. Yeah, we're trying. LF McKinley, the thing is that with your vlogs, they can pick up on your personality, get a feel for helpful and patient you will be. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I think that's the educator in me. My husband doesn't think I'm as patient, but just being an educator. And I think that's probably like the feel of my vlogs. I get that is I'm kind of like that teacher, and I want to be able to try to explain things and help you through it. And that's just kind of in my nature.
Except for when she's trying to tell her husband how to cook something.
Yeah.
Because that's
but you've been getting better.
It's a different vlog series.
Get Shipped says, very informative. Love this. We just became travel agents a few weeks ago. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations and best wishes to you. Stick with it. It is, guys, I'm telling you, like I said, I've been in education. Guys, this is how crazy this just sounds. I mean, I've been in education 18 years. I went to school, paid to get my doctorate.
Yes.
And here I am like, booking cruises.
Now that's something I didn't see coming out the blue when we got married, that my wife, Dr. Major Holland, is going to be a travel agent. Didn't see that coming.
It's fun. It's fun, guys. It is so much fun. I love being able to set my own schedule, do what I want to do, travel. I can travel and do this. The perks are awesome. It's a win-win. And guys, the best thing for me is that I feel like I'm setting up with our family business. You guys know Andrew, autistic, like we're helping to create, because eventually he'll be hired on, and we have some ideas for some work for him, so we're able to help provide him with a flow of income that he may not get going elsewhere, or something that he would, because Drew thinks traveling is fun as well, something that he finds fun. So let's see, a few more questions and we're gonna
and for those of you, some of you might not know this, but the reason we travel so much is to give our kids the experience. That's the whole reason why we started to do this, because we often talk about remembering the trips we took with our parents, but not so much the gifts that they gave us, but the times, and it wasn't always cruising. It could have been a road trip or something.
Kriai says, thanks for sharing this info. You are welcome. This video is so helpful. Thank you, Angelita. Better half of me says, I'm just training with a small agency. I've been wanting to start and met one of the agents at church. The 4 agents all travel but don't cruise, and I fit a niche. I have to learn it all. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, get that niche, because if someone asks me about all-inclusive resorts, I'll pass it off to a colleague or someone else that I know, because that's just not my niche. And I feel like that's how I was able to get pretty successul, because I had like this thing hitting 6 figures within 45 days. 6-figure sales within a month and a half of this year.
is a lot better than we did last year.
That to me is success. So I'm excited for that. And I think, yeah, I just think you have to stick with it, and it'll come. It'll come.
Oh, I think we have to take a pause.
Phil and D, thank you so much. We appreciate the
Yes.
super chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's see, a couple other questions. With booking with a TA, do I have to call you to make that payment? So that's something that some of my clients don't really like. They don't like to have to make their payment. So yeah, when you book through a travel agent, travel advisor, everything you do has to go through them. So you can't call the cruise line directly for anything. They're going to direct you back to your travel advisor. Same thing with flights and whatever. They're going to direct you back to your travel advisor. There are ways to set up automatic payments. For me, you have a portal where you could go in and authorize payments whenever you want to make payments, or I can just set it up automatically with the cruise line. So it just depends on how you want to set those things up. But I'm fine with the client just sending me a message to say, hey, I want to make a payment today of whatever. And I send them the quick link to just authorize it. And I run the payment and send the confirmation. Nathan, thank you for subscribing. We appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, we are at, that number's not right. I put 7335. I think that should be 7535.
Yes.
Because we hit 7,500 this week.
Yes.
I put the wrong number. That should be 7535. But thank you. Now we're 7536. So thank you, Nathan. We appreciate that. Sandra says, thank you for all the tips. No worries. Koompa Loompa, is there enough space for more travel agents? I feel like it's too late. I don't think it is.
No.
Like I said, there's so much. I mean, there's so many people out there traveling. We were just watching a story about the passports, and they were talking about how many, 20 million passports that they processed last year. This year, they've already exceeded that. People are traveling. So yeah, there's enough out there for everyone.
Just find your lane.
Yeah.
Know your lane and just work it.
That's it.
And RacQuelle, she talked about it a little bit, but her marketing is really the YouTube. So when you find that niche, and there's going to be some people that like us, some people that like you, but there's enough room for everyone.
And that's fine. And that's perfectly fine. Go with who you like, who you feel comfortable with, and that's it. Let's see. Julie says, good evening, everyone. I've been working next to Bree and listening in. Good stuff. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate it. Josue, thank you for being here. Adrian, can I ask what company you joined through? IntelliTravel? No, not IntelliTravel. I am with KHM Travel Group out of Ohio. IntelliTravel, I did do some research on them, and I just didn't like the feel for IntelliTravel. I'm with KHM Travel Group, and I've been with them for 2 years now, and I love it. I just realized I wasn't subbed from my personal account, so yay, added another there. Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other questions. Let me make sure I went through all the pros. Some of the other pros was that you get to set your own schedule. Hours are flexible. I can literally work when I want to work, whenever. Like I said, right now, because I do have a full-time job, I literally work in the mornings and I work in the evenings, and I work pretty much all weekends. So there's flexibility in there. When I get to the point where hopefully maybe I can do this full-time, then it'll be all day, every day, marketing, booking, sharing information, that kind of thing. I love that I can travel and do this. It's portable. I mean, I can just take my computer and I can do it. I just need steady Wi-Fi because as I learned on MSC Miravilla, I fell a little bit behind on some quotes because the Wi-Fi just was not steady. But overall, I can work while I do this. And some of the cons I talked about was trying to balance this with my full-time job. Because guys, it's a lot. I don't even know when I sleep, really. But yeah, travel agency, Dr. Major Holland at work all day, come home to the kids and husband, and YouTube. So travel, filming, editing, all of that. I should be going completely crazy right now, but I'm not. I'm good. But time for marketing and balancing everything, that's a con. You have to find some time because you have to have a balance. You have to make sure you're marketing and getting, things out there. Other con that I talked about already are the shoppers and ghosters, which, like I said, they're kind of making me consider charging a fee that is refundable once you book. Training can be time consuming. This is another con. Now I naturally like to learn, and I'm naturally kind of self-driven and want to do things. And a lot of the trainings are self-driven. So just know it could take some time. Start with a supplier that you're comfortable with. Maybe some, like if you're going to do cruising, like I started literally with Carnival Cruises. My first 20 bookings were probably Carnival. And then I gradually moved on to Royal Caribbean, then Norwegian, and now Virgin Voyages. So I've gradually added on, and I pretty much book all cruise lines at this point. So don't feel like you have to do all of the trainings initially to start. I would say start with one and then start marketing that one. So I book Carnival Cruises, market that while you're training for Royal Caribbean. Don't take it all on at one time. And then the other con was waiting to get paid. Like I said, it really took a solid year before I really started seeing a steady flow of commission checks, because you don't get paid till clients travel. So a couple tips I had: start small, find a niche. Start by booking with a few suppliers, family and friends, and then travel and post and share your information. A lot of people feel like, you go on vacation, you don't want to share out, but I've learned that social media and YouTube, those are the best marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. Just people seeing you do it, they want to do it too. So, let's see if there's any last questions. We're going to close out here. And then Adrian, if you have other questions, you can email me. I don't mind. And you can also replay this, but if you have other questions about KHM, I don't mind answering those. You can just send me a message. Let's see. Would love to ask you about KHM. We'll send you a message. Yeah, Julie, definitely send me a message. Get Ship. Yeah, because Julie's also a travel advisor. Get Ship. Yes, we have 6 kids. We just adopted 2. Oh, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
That is awesome. We have done over 11 cruises, and that's why we started. I wanted the kids to learn different countries and have those memories. That is awesome. Pretty much the same thing we do. So definitely, that's awesome. Keep on keeping on. You're killing it. Sending love. Thank you, Julie. Mitzi says, love your channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Mitzi. And that half of me wonderful getting Drew into the business. I'm sure he'll do great. Yes. Adrian, do you have to make it a business, or can you become an agent and use it for personal use only?
That's how ours started.
Yeah. It kind of did, but you have to look at, like, we did kind of start off by just booking ourselves. There's some perks to it, but with a lot of the host agencies, you're paying like a monthly fee. And so if, you're okay still paying that monthly fee to get the discounts, and the discounts depend on the supplier, depends on a bunch of different things. You can also get booking incentives. So if you sell so many cruises, you might earn a free cruise.
Yes.
So there's those. So you might start off by like, I'm just going to do this for myself to get discounts and whatever, but you probably won't stay there, because you're going to start seeing that if I book 3 Princess cruises, I get a free one. And that's going to motivate you to want to do more. Let's see. On Deck with CB. Hey there. I asked before, what agency are you under? I'm under KHM Travel Group. That is, so my travel agency name is Major Adventures Travel Agency, but my host agency that provides me with all the access to suppliers and all that is KHM Travel Group. Tisa says, looking forward to your next videos. Thank you for the live. Love your channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here. We're going to have to close out because I got to take some more meds and get myself ready for work tomorrow. We got to get packed. We have a cruise in 3 days. And I know I have some quotes I have to work on. So, but if you have other questions that maybe I didn't answer or something comes to mind, you can always send me an email. My email is right there, majoradventuresllc@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment under this video. I will be sure to answer it. And again, this video was just to share information on how to be a travel advisor. I'm not necessarily soliciting clients, but if you don't want to become a travel advisor and you want to book through a travel advisor, you can definitely reach out as well. I'd love to be able to assist you. And anything else?
I think we should wish everyone a happy Good Friday and happy Easter.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So
that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Yes, please hit that like button for us. Thank you, Angelita. We appreciate it. And we will make sure you have your notification bell. We might go live on Friday. We'll have to see. We got about 30 people with us for this cruise. So it'll be a lot of spending time with family. So might go live, might not. We'll have to kind of see how things go. But it's just a short 3-day cruise on Carnival Liberty. But we will be cruising again in a few days. So
now on that cruise, you're going to be coming from a different perspective, saying, is it a party cruise or if it's
so that's Yeah, so we have not taken a 3-day Carnival cruise. And what I hear is that these are like booze cruises and just a lot of partying. So we're actually there to party. And if you guys know my sister Cheryl, she's probably not watching this because she doesn't want to become a travel advisor. She just says, I booked through my sister who's a travel advisor, and she always tells people, but she doesn't even know where she's going half the time. And she's like, my sister tells me where we're going. I send her the money and she books me. But it's her 60th birthday. And so we're celebrating her. And so we'll be partying, but we want to see if this is, truly a booze cruise, if it's different than a regular, 4 or 5 day, 7-day Carnival cruise. So that's how we're going to approach this cruise. But we'll have some shorts coming out, and MSC Meraviglia will be coming out starting next Friday. Stay tuned for our wrap-up of Liberty of the Seas this Friday. And again, thanks to our very first sponsor, Cruise Control Transportation, for sponsoring our MSC Meraviglia vlogs. They are also sponsoring our Carnival Liberty vlogs. So we're super excited to be working with them. So guys, please check out Cruise Control Transportation. If you are cruising out of Port Canaveral, they can get you to and from the port. Easy. $25 per person. They do have private shuttles as well. So definitely check them out. But for now, guys, I'm tired.
And we're going to call it a wrap.
Yeah, so we're going to call it a wrap. And hold on, one other question. With Uplift, do you have to have it paid before travel? No.
Yes.
So that is the perk of Uplift. It's like I just booked someone with Uplift last week. And they're cruising, I think, June. So with Uplift, and they factored in their excursions and everything, and they got qualified. You can check if you qualify, like if you're booking Carnival, you can check on Carnival's website. But it doesn't affect your credit to see what you might qualify for. But yeah, she qualified and paid off her cruise. So it pays off her cruise. So you complete the application. I send you a link. You complete the application. It doesn't show me any of your information. It just tells me whether you're approved or not. And then it'll send the travel agency a credit card, like a digital card for us to use to pay the suppliers for whatever cruise you're taking. And yeah, you pay the cruise off, you can cruise, and then you just pay monthly to Uplift. So you don't even put money down, like it's $0 down, and your first payment's a month away. So she's cruising in June, and she doesn't have her first payment until May.
And she could have up to 18
months. It used to be 24 months, and they backed it down, so now it's up to 18 months, and you can select your terms. Usually if you do like a 6-month term, that's usually when you get 0% interest, unless you have really, really good credit. So definitely Uplift. I highly recommend that. Look at Dice. Dice is #1 Lakers fan. LF McKinley says, Miss Cheryl seems so fun. Yeah, guys, let's see how this cruise. I told her, don't be cutting up too much. So we'll see. Phil and D says, Radiance was a 3-day and definitely was not a party cruise. Oh, okay. Well, Radiance is also out of Long Beach or out of LA. So I think that's a different vibe in itself. So we'll see. Rachel says, great live as always. Have a good evening. Sid Cruiser, I'm way late and we'll watch the replay. Hello, MH Family. Hi, Sid. Thanks for being here. Yes. We appreciate it, but we're closing out. So, guys, you guys have a great week.
Yes.
And we will catch you guys later.
Next time.
Yep, we're going to close this out. See you guys later. Bye-bye.